Hello everybody, this is House Tutorials, back here with another set dungeon video. Today we'll be doing one with Witch Doctor, the Zunimassa's Marrow. With gems, you want to do a lot of damage in this dungeon, so don't hold back on damage as much as you can. For the helm, a diamond to reduce cooldown. Definitely want some cooldown for this. For the bracers, this was for another build I was doing. Same with the belt and the rings. I would recommend having the Enforcer, so your pets do more damage. You'll be using them quite a bit. And then I have this, it's kind of worthless, it's just for damage. Unfortunately, I don't really have any good weapons for my Witch Doctor, so I just kind of have that on there for the chicken set, but it's got a slot for the emeralds, that's good enough. Now I would recommend having this Wilhelm's Breach. However, I don't have it. So if you do have that, equip that or have it in your cube. You'll definitely want that for no cooldown. It's only a 4-second cooldown, but it's nice to spam it. It's very convenient. However, if you don't have that, I recommend Furnace or anything that'll help you just do more damage with the skills we'll be using. Then for armor, Lyric's Crown is for more cooldown reduction since I don't have Wilhelm's thing. For this one, you do want this amulet, as whatever it's called. The star reduces, or pretty much you actually heal yourself from fire damage. When the elites die, they have a little orb of explosion, whatever, fire explosion. So if you sit in that, it does a lot of damage. So if you have this amulet, doesn't do any damage. Or you can also do Convention of the Elements for damage, or the Short Man's Ring earlier, I believe it was called, for more of your gargantuan guys. But Grasp of the Dead, it's what you'll be using the whole time. You could do the Desperate Grasp for cooldown reduction to 4 instead of 8 seconds. That's what I have since I don't have that one item. Or you can do one of these other ones that just does the most damage or increases the slow. Slow is very essential in this. Fetish Army, pretty much any one of these for additional people. You just want a lot of people walking around to keep you from people getting too close to you. So that's one of the achievements. Spirit Walk, you may not use this very much, but if you forgot a spot, just go over there real quick. For primary, you can do pretty much anything that doesn't cost mana reduction, cooldown reduction, just to kill stuff faster. Summon zombie dogs. Once again, we have the cold one here. The hit enemies are slow. Same with gargantuan. Cold damage there. Probably could do something else for more damage, but don't really need it too terribly much. The passives, I honestly didn't even look at my passives. You don't need anything, obviously, for defense, considering they can't get in melee range anyway for the achievement. But there are a few other here that do more damage, or that may buff this current skill set that we're using. So that would be beneficial, especially all the pet ones would be pretty nice. However, I didn't need them. So chances are, if you have that one, the Wilhelm thing, plus better passives, you'll do this pretty easy. Took me a few tries without it, but you can still do without it. For offense, pretty much everything. Defense, you don't need anything. Utility, just area damage and maybe even resource cost reduction. Once again, movement speed maxes or caps at 25, so don't worry about getting more than 25. Mana, you probably won't need too terribly much of, but so for setup here, for a location would be Act 3, the Court of Ariat. Right before you meet Asmodan. It's just up north here a little bit. It's not too terribly far. Go and look at the map. See, it's just right up there at the top. So it doesn't take too terribly long to get there. Okay, just go over the achievements or the objectives real quick here. Grip 150 enemies in primary zone of the Grasp of the Dead. Basically, just be spamming Grasp of the Dead on everyone just to get that achievement. It's also nice because it slows them down. Then do not allow anyone to melee range, self-explanatory. As usual, kill everybody and do all the achievements in the set amount of time, 4 minutes 30 seconds. So this first area here, it's sometimes you don't really have a lot of people, but depending, I mean, it's obviously randomly generated. But basically, just go through. If you had that one Wilhelm's item, you basically just hold shift and just spam everywhere with your left click or whatever button you have designated. Just spam it everywhere. There's no cooldown reduction. And just do that as much as you can. Basically, all those the cold skills I was talking about, that keeps the units at bay. See, I wish I can sit in that. Well, not a good example, but you can pretty much go and sit in that, and it'll actually heal you, not damage you. But the melee, I only failed for a couple times. Mainly just kept running out of time because I had a cooldown on my Grasp of the Dead. But mainly the main problem here is the melee achievement. These little, what are they called? The little small guys running around. They're kind of hard to see sometimes. It's annoying because you're pretty much going down the whole time, so you're going against the enemy, and it's kind of hard to see. A lot of close calls on these, like that one right there is pretty close. A lot of times they'll get like within however many meters, but they'll die just right away. Like that guy right there, he probably should have failed right there, but for some reason didn't. He probably just died just barely in time. But your little dart things, this would be good for elites just to kill them a little bit quicker to keep going. But the star of whatever it's called to not take any fire damage, that is extremely helpful, especially when it's in a little corridor and you have to wait for the orb little explosion to finish. With this on, you just walk right through, no problem. If you're struggling with damage, then conversion elements can help as well. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I definitely didn't have the fully optimized gear set or skill set for this dungeon. It probably took me less than 5 tries right now to do this. It didn't take that long. It would have been a lot quicker with Wilhelm. But otherwise, you just go through, spam it as much as you can, with as much cooldown reduction, and then kill the elites as fast as possible. It's the same layout as usual each time. So I didn't really have a certain area I would go to. I just kind of weaved in and out and just kind of killed everything. Actually got pretty lucky, but towards the end, most of the enemies were all in one spot, so I didn't have to worry about a big area with several enemies spread out, so that was nice. Results may vary, obviously, with each dungeon. Nice thing about this one, though, is you don't have to worry about having a minimal amount of damage, so you don't kill them right away. I mean, you do have to have 150 enemies, but it's pretty easy. I mean, I've never failed for that. I just failed for melee or running out of time. So that shouldn't be a problem, especially if they Wilhelm item. Just spam it everywhere. But that's pretty much it. We've got a minute left. Plenty of time. However, I don't really have any skills. It's not a damage belt that I have right here. It's mainly just pets, so see right there, standing in the middle of it with damage. But basically you want as much cooldown reduction unless you have the item. Just go around, spam, grasp the dead as much as you can. You could have some AoE skills as well, but you'll have to have pretty good cooldown reduction to really make use of them. But yeah, we have about 17, 20, however many enemies left. So you pretty much have to kill almost everything with Grasp of the Dead. But about 20 seconds here left. Nice thing towards the end, there's always the skulls that pop up. Especially for melee, it's nice. You can kind of look. I just look at the map. I don't even look where I'm going. I just look at the map the last little bit. Make sure I don't get anywhere close to them. But yeah, it's a pretty easy dungeon. It's not too terribly difficult. The randomness of the dungeon doesn't really count against you too terribly much, unless it's really bad and no one's in a group at all. They sneak up on you. But yeah, pretty easy. Probably one of the easier, I don't know what the easiest, but one of the easier ones. But if you have any suggestions, obviously there's plenty of other things I could have done better. But leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next set dungeon video.